you like how the intensity is, kind of ramping up, but also, being respectful with your teammates and stuff like that?
For sure. I think, the more that we can kind of have that, that intensity with each other, but then keep it, obviously we still teammates and we still on the same team at the end of the day. I think it doesn't do anything but make us better. So just making sure that we understand, we still want to be able to compete with each other, but also not go too far because at the end of the day, we still on the same team. So.
And just, the preparation, like the altitude, of course, depending on if you play a little bit or not. Is there any different preparation you do with that, knowing the climate that you're going into?
Nah, it's not really. You can't really do too much about the altitude. It's kind of one of those things. Either you're conditioned or you're not. I think right now we are a pretty well-conditioned team. I think, Matt has done a great job of just kind of making sure with the schedule, how much work that we're actually going out there and doing and then getting the rest at the same time. But when we out there, we're working. So I think guys are in really good shape right now. And, obviously the altitude is going to be a lot different, but hopefully we can carry that, to when we go out there.
Going back to that first preseason game, just to see, even if it was just a series, just to get an idea of what this defense looks like, what were just those initial impressions on what you saw out there?
Well, when you talking about today? Are you talking about from the game?
Yeah,
I thought it was solid. I don't think it was really up to our standard though. I think the guys, obviously the starters did a hell of a job. We made it pretty quick, 3 and out first drive. But I think the guys, the backup guys, had to do a better job of just being aware of what they're supposed to do on certain plays and making sure that they're executing to the fullest extent. So I think for us, for the leaders, we got to do a better job of making sure that they're prepared and ready to go in those moments. So, everybody understands the standard that we have and what we've set. So, everybody just got to make sure that when it's game time, they got to be ready to go no matter when or where, your number's called. So, yeah.
So, aside from getting those guys ready when they play, when you're actually on the field, you've played a hell of a lot of football, obviously. Yeah. But it sounds like Matt really believes now that there's value in you guys getting at least a little bit of work in these first 2 preseason games. What do you get out of it?
I think you get out of it the game speed, and then obviously, feeling it's different when you tackling and are thudding up in practice, and then when you actually get out there in the game and you gotta, it's live periods, you go into the ground. So just kind of getting that feel of the game, feeling the real speed of the game it's always a good refresher for us. So I think that's why we do it. Since I've been here, we've done it. So I think it's good for the team. I think it's good for the guys. Just so when we actually start the season, we start the first game. It's not our first time of full live action. So I think it's good for us, and I think it gets us prepared to where we need to be for week 1.
What do you think of your locker buddy hit 258 yarders last week?
Man, hell of a job.
Altitude records in play this week?
Hey man, I tell him I'm on it every day, and I tell him, hey, you got a big responsibility, and we need you. And he did his thing this first preseason game. So I was happy for him. We were all happy for him, and it's gonna be good to kind of keep seeing him be able to elevate his game and keep knocking down those kicks that we're gonna need.
What would you guys react if Matt trotted Trey out there for like a 66-yarder because you're at altitude and all that? Would you be like hooping and hollering?
Oh hell yeah! We gonna be excited no matter what. I don't care if it's a 65-yarder, 35. It don't matter. Every kick is important. I think he's done a great job of understanding that. Obviously, that's his job, so he takes it seriously. So I don't care if it's, like I said, I don't care if it's a 35-yarder. I don't care if it's a 50-yarder. Just make the field goal. Be all right.
Next thing we've seen from Cisse as his rookie kind of training camp progresses.
Yeah, I think he's done a great job so far. He comes in with the right mindset, the right mentality to find ways where he can get better. And he's also one of those young guys that ask questions. You always want to see a young guy come in and try to sponge up as much information as he can and also try to get on the same page with the older guys. So I think he's done a great job of that. And then he's also done a great job of when he's out there making plays, having ball production, making sure that he's communicating out there on the field. And I think he's done a hell of a job of fitting in with, you know, the starting guys and being out there and making sure that he's ready to go every time.
Do you feel like
all the rotating that's going on at corner, the ones, what's that going to do for this defense?
It's only going to make us better. I think that, you know, I think it's competition everywhere on the field. At least that's how I see it. You always want a team that, you know, it's competition throughout every position group, and I think that just makes, you know, our team that much better. So to see that, you kind of see the guys keep elevating their game each and every day, and that's going to be good for us in the long run, because even the guys that will be the depth guys, it's like, you know, you still have that level of competitiveness and just that intentionality about everything that you do. So when you do go in there, there's no drop off.
Max, can you sense that competitive? Obviously, it needs to ramp up as you get toward the season, but can you start to sense that competitiveness starting to ramp up?
For sure. I think we understand that we don't have that much time. Obviously, you know, it still kind of seems like it's far away, but it really is not. It's going to be here in the blink of an eye. Like, we got 2 preseason games left, and then we here. So I think the guys understand that, the level of importance of how close the season actually is. And, you know, we're going to keep taking it day by day, and we'll be, you know, ready and where we need to be for week 1.
So with all that competition, do you think you might be able to keep your starting job, or are you a little bit worried about that?
Hey, man, how I approach it is, you know, you never know. So, you know, regardless, I understand who I am and what I've done, but at the same time, I'm trying to be the best. So it's still going to be, I'm trying to make the next guy better, and he's going to try to make me better. At least that's what I ask of him to do. So that elevates all of our games. So, yeah.
How much do you know about Javon Hargrave before he got here? And what is it about like that? I don't guys see a lot of outside here, but someone like him that has as much experience as he has, what does he kind of bring to a locker room like this?
Just that vet mindset. He a true vet. What, he year 10? 11. My bad. Yeah, so it's a true vet guy. You know, he has that mature mindset that we need as a team, and he brings in, like I said, that vet mentality, and he's a guy that still can be productive out there on the field. So we get the best of both worlds. So I think it's good for not only the D lineman group, but our defense and the team.